Well, joining us for the news at noon is Fairfax County Police Chief Kevin Davis. He's here to get us caught up on some of the major headlines we've been following from the county. Chief, as always, good to see you.
Hi, Simone. Great to see you as well. Sorry, I'm not there in person. I'll take a rain check. I'll be in there next time.
Thank you. I wanted to start with the situation at Edison High School. We know a student saw something suspicious, alerted a student resource officer about a possible gun on campus, and then that SRO brought in more police, averted what could really have been an awful situation. We know a 16-year-old was arrested, and I understand that you've made more arrests.
We have, Simone. And for one of the largest school districts in the entire country, it's a good thing that it is so rare for a gun to be introduced to the school environment. The last place any of us, students, parents, the overall community, ever want to see a firearm. And one of our school, or actually our school resource officer at Edison High School, was approached by a student, which bodes well for the trust that we know our school resource officers develop with kids in all of our schools in Fairfax County. So he was tipped off that a gun may be in the school. So he went about the immediate business, along with the faculty and staff and teachers, of identifying who may be in possession of that firearm. And they were able to relatively quickly identify a 16-year-old who was in possession of a firearm. He literally had it in his waistband, Simone. And then shortly after that, we were able to identify the 17-year-old who actually brought the gun to school and gave it to a 16-year-old. But kudos to Dr. Michelle Reed and her staff for working with our school resource officer. A scary situation for parents, and Dr. Reed and I actually co-authored a letter and sent it home to all of our families after that really scary event.
Absolutely, and kudos to that student who spoke up. I'm without a doubt a hero in that regard. I wanted to talk about this online sting operation. So your detectives were able to arrest 7 men who were trying to meet up with underage children, send them photos. One of them was a PE teacher at Falls Church High School. What should parents be aware of? How can they be proactive here and just trying to protect their kids?
Well, as a father of 4, we can't speak with our children enough about being approached by strangers online. And, this operation that we did over the course of 4 or 5 days in Fairfax County, the vast majority of the people that we identified and arrested they resided outside of Fairfax County, but they get online and they chat with our children. And the requirements of the law regarding this type of crime is that our detectives who act in an undercover capacity have to identify themselves to these predators as children, as 13, as 14, as 15-year-olds. And then these predators, for a variety of different reasons, none of which are legal, set up a meeting location. They describe sex acts that they want to commit with these undercover detectives who they don't know are undercover detectives. And thankfully, we identified 7 people whose intent was, a couple weeks ago, to harm our children. So our child exploitation detectives are some of the best in the business, and they do this difficult work, engaging with the worst amongst us who knowingly and intentionally interact with our children for the purposes of engaging in illegal sex acts.
All right.
Can't get worse than that.
Chief, I got to ask you this one last question before we have to let you go, getting tight on time here. In regard to crime, you all have a new program, Connect Fairfax County, which is for residents, for businesses. It allows them to register their Ring cameras or their cameras in general with the Real-Time Crime Center. How does it work? And, to be clear, registering your camera does not grant the police, unfettered access to footage.
Right. So when we look back on 2025, a year from now, this is going to be one of our biggest initiatives, Simone. So if you have a camera, if you're a citizen, or if you're a business owner, anyone who has control of a camera, you can register it with the Fairfax County Police Department, meaning that when a crime or an incident occurs nearby, we can contact you and ask you to share your video footage with us. And then another option is to register your camera with us and allow us to integrate in real time that camera for 24/7 purposes. That will be something that we think is attractive for the business community. But thankfully, we have technology platforms these days that allow us to have additional eyes in the community to identify people who are bad guys and want to do us harm. So we're really excited about it, and we know Fairfax County is as well.
We've seen it implemented to some extent here in D.C. as well. We look forward to updates on how it all rolls out. Chief Davis, as always, appreciate your conversation and the updates. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.